What's up, John McIntyre here in the lovely university. Different spot, one of my favorite spots to just to chill, come and get some trees, get some nature. Anyway, I don't know if you saw yet, but I wrote a post and I put it in the group. It's on my personal wall as well, about how I cried on the weekend. And I'm not really a crier, okay? I think I can count the number of times I've cried in the last like 5 or 10 years on like one hand, right? And it's, you know, and this wasn't tears of, you know, the interesting thing, I'll just sort of recap a little bit in case you missed the post. It wasn't tears of sadness, it was tears of joy, which I don't think has ever really happened. Like, this experience that specifically happened has never really happened before. And you can read the post if you want the full story, but the short story of it is that I'm walking along and I'm thinking about the different challenges I've got currently, which, you know, one of them being with this, you might have seen this Invisible Edge Entrepreneurs is really a group which leads into a business which I'm currently building, because I want to teach. I really believe the world needs more entrepreneurs who are connected to this side of themselves, and that's what I want to do, and that's why I'm here. That's why I've been writing all these posts. And so I was thinking about that, and, you know, that challenge, different challenges in life, and I realized that every challenge I've got right now is instead of it being a problem or you know, a bad thing, which is the way most people think about it, the challenge is actually a gift, right? I realized that if I hadn't gotten to this point with this business where, you know, because so far there hasn't been a whole lot of action, which and the reason I'm sharing this with you is I know I could play it cool and make it out that everything's going great, but I think there's plenty of that in the world, and you don't need more of that. I don't want to be that guy. I want to just be honest. So yeah, it hasn't really worked out yet. I haven't honestly got anyone into the program yet. However, I know I could complain about that, and that could be a bad thing. But what I actually thought is, what I realized 2 days ago on Sunday while I was walking around, is that, oh, someone's joined, is that instead of a problem, it's really a gift. Because if this had worked, the first phone call I'd done, or the first instance where I did something, I would never have gotten to experience what I experienced on Sunday. I realized that the harder it is, in a way, is the more of an opportunity this is for me, basically, to lead by example, to be in a state of peace and acceptance and love and joy no matter what happens, right? Because that's really what I want to teach people, is how to stay in this place no matter what the fuck happens out there. Okay, now you still go out, you still make your money, you still have your family, you still do all those things, but I think that too many people are getting caught up in this, like, they've got all these great results, but they feel like shit, you know, in their particular brand of shit, right? It could be anxious or stress, whatever it is. And I want the world to know, because this is what I've found in my own life, that you can have both. You can have the money, you can have that life, and you can be like wildly fulfilled and peaceful beyond anything you've ever imagined. And that's you know, I wouldn't say I'm there, you know, I'm there all the time or anything, but that's the world that I've been diving into, and I want to share it. And that was why I cried on the weekend, because I realized that the fact that it has been hard, you know, I wouldn't say hard, but the fact that it hasn't worked, it hasn't clicked yet, right? Hasn't had that moment. It's like, all right, it's on, someone's paid, like we're all good now. But that was actually a gift, because I realized that if it had worked straight away, I would never have gotten the opportunity to experience that after, in this case, it was 8 phone calls and no one had signed up. It was like, well, wow, like this is a real gift, because now I get to have this experience of being able to find peace in this moment, despite what most people would describe as a problem. And then that where it got really, I think where I got a little bit more emotional about it, was realizing that, wow, if that's true for the stuff I've already done, that's also true for every single other challenge I've ever had in my life. So my parents got divorced when I was really young. It was very, very difficult. I went to a bunch of different schools and didn't fit in for a bunch of different reasons. A lot of things like that, right? We've all had challenges, and all of a sudden I realized that every single challenge I've ever had is not a problem. It never was a problem. That was just the mind thinks it is, but it was never a problem, because what I had in each of those experiences was the gift of, wow, I got to experience going through that and coming out the other side stronger. And the same is true for every single experience you're having right now, every single experience you've ever had, that you can call these problems, but I don't actually think they are problems. They're opportunities, but not opportunities to get what you want. You know, the problems in the business are not so much opportunities to make money as they are opportunities to discover your own inner power, your own inner strength, your own sense and source of joy and meaning and fulfillment and all of that. And you'll never find that without the difficult moments, because anyone can be happy when it's easy. Real strength comes when you can be in a really difficult situation by the world standards and still be completely blissfully happy. Like, that is real power. To me, that is real power, right? You get to the point where like life can't touch you. Like, life can't do shit to you, because you know that you have this ability just to find this power, this peace in you that's always there. And that to me is power. That's, you know, power and strength, because then, yeah, the world can't do anything. And that I think is what made me cry on the weekend, is realizing that everything's so good, everything's so fine, and it's always been fine, and it will always be fine. The other side to this was, if all the past problems are really just opportunities to grow and learn and tap into my own power, then every single future challenge is the same. And I'm not saying this is an intellectual sense. This is not about getting it up here. This is about feeling the truth of it, realizing that every single problem you have right now is not a problem, and feeling that to the point where you look at every challenge you've got right now and go, I'm so grateful. To almost look at every challenge, every problem you've ever had as the same way you would look at making a ton of money, the same way you would look at falling in love, the same way you would look at all these other things that we welcome into our life. This is really the difference between sort of pushing your problems away and welcoming every single challenge you have right now in your life into your life. Okay, so that's what made me cry a little bit on the weekend. Maybe I'm not ready to do it on video yet, but I can feel myself a little bit emotional about it, so you can probably tell. Now, where this gets really interesting is, I think this experience that I had on the weekend is, to me, the way my brain works. I don't know why, but the way my brain works is I start to think, well, hang on, like, what's the recipe for that experience? Like, can I reverse engineer that so I can repeat that? Because I'd love to repeat it for me, for example, right? To stay touched into that piece. And if I can do it for myself, can I do it for other people? And that's what has inspired this whole business, and the mission and the purpose behind it is I think there's so much spirituality stuff out there, but it's all fluff. Well, not all fluff, but there's a lot of fluff of people who don't describe it in a way that makes proper sense. And so what I'm trying to do, or what I'm doing actually for myself, or people around me, friends and family, is what I think is reverse engineering some of these experiences to the point where it becomes a learnable skill. And I mean that in every sense of the word. It is a skill. It's like learning to play the piano or guitar. You start with scales, you do your practice for however long it is each day, you get better over time, you do it for 3 months, 6 months, however long, eventually you're playing a beautiful song. And I think that, I don't really want to call it spirituality, because that word is so loaded. I'm calling it right now as emotional mastery. But I believe that this absolutely 100% is a learnable skill. It doesn't have to be fluffy at all. And that there's actually a specific set of steps that you can apply to learning this for yourself. Okay, and that to me is the most exciting part about this whole thing, is that what I had on Sunday is something that I can have again and again and again and again and again, and just continue going back to that place. And every time I go back, I get deeper and deeper. Plus, I believe I can help other people do the same thing, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this video. That's why I've got this whole business, this whole sort of thing that I'm trying to build around it. Okay. So, in the first skill, I mentioned this before. By far, to me, it's not about meditation. It's not about any of that. It's not about positive thinking. By far, the number one skill, or the sort of the most foundational skill right here, with these experiences, is learning to feel your own feelings unconditionally. I've mentioned that before. It's like you're eating a pizza. You don't want to talk about the fucking pizza. You want to eat the pizza, right? You don't want to sit there and discuss where it's from and the history of olives and whatever it is that's on the pizza. You just want to shut the hell up and chow down and enjoy the shit out of that pizza, right? You want to be present with it. Now, it's not to say that you won't think about it at all, but for the most part, you just want to enjoy the pizza, right? And that, to me, applying that same basic concept, that same basic way of being, do that with your feelings. And that is really feeling your feelings unconditionally. And that, to me, is where this whole journey starts. This whole journey to emotional mastery and to creating these incredible experiences for yourself, that's where it all starts. So if you want to learn more about this, or if you want my help to, if you want to get some help doing this, the next step is really to book in a free breakthrough session. And on that call, it's usually a 45 to 60-minute call where we'll talk, and I'll help you identify like what the hell is not working right now in terms of how you feel. Right? We're not going to focus on your life. We're not going to focus on making more money or anything like that. I want to know, why are you not happy? Right? Maybe life's great on the outside, but you don't feel it inside, right? You're not fulfilled, you're not happy, you're stressed, you're anxious, you're trapped, whatever it is for you. We'll talk about that, and we'll try and get crystal clear clarity on what the hell's going on, because that's going to allow us to then say, well, how do we get you out of that? How do we take you to a place where you can have your dream life, right? I mean that in every sense of the word. All the money, all the success, all those different things, plus the fulfillment, the happiness, the meaning, the purpose, the excitement, everything. So you fly out of the bed in the morning on fire and really just aching to get going. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I don't think that, you know, worldly success and so-called spirituality have to, you know, they're not mutually exclusive things. Like life is life. Let's enjoy all of it while we're here. Life is short, right? So anyway, that's today's video. I wanted to explain a bit about that. If you'd like to book in one of those breakthrough sessions, go to thatwhichisaware.com/talk. I'll say that again, thatwhichisaware.com/talk. Go there, there's a schedule sort of booking thing, you know, find the time, the day that works for you, book it in. The next page, there'll be a sort of a survey or an application form just to give me a little bit more information about what's going on for you. And then sometime in the next 24, 48 hours, we're gonna hop on the phone and we will talk about how to have this same experience for yourself and how to expand that throughout your entire life. Okay, so you can absolutely have it all inside and out, okay? My name is John McIntyre. I hope this video has been helpful and I will see you next time.